Hey friends, today we're taking a close look at the Perkins Brothers Essential Low Profile Tool Belt. So that way in this video you can see if this is right for you. Let's go. All right, let's look at the configuration here. So you can get just the tool belt, or you can also get the add-on suspenders right here. You know what? I just realized that wearing a dark blue shirt makes it difficult for you to see what the suspenders look like. So let me switch it out so you can get a better contrast between the two colors right there. So I'll just do a 360 for you so you can see what the suspenders look like. And yes, I definitely recommend them. And then right over here, we have the phone holster. This is a really nice location. I used to sometimes try to carry this on my other tool belt, like in one of the pouches here, but then you often like have something that's gonna go and hit it and you're risking scratching your phone or doing damage to it. So I don't like ever putting it in there. Then if I try to put my pocket underneath here, sometimes you have to like lift your belt up every time you want to quick check your phone, you have a notification. So it's just nice. And now I'm looking at my phone, I have 3 notifications that I will check later. But you can put it right there upside down. The speaker is facing this way. So if I want to have a call, I can just, like I said, put on speaker and be hands-free working. Sometimes when I'm working, I can use a Bluetooth on this and have earbuds and listen to something or have a phone conversation. But there are some job sites where they do not allow that. Maybe it's too distracting. So if there's something dangerous happening, they want people to be able to hear and communicate with each other. And then right here we have the magnetic bit holder. So this is one of my favorite bits that I like to carry. This is the HVAC person's best bit right here. It's 1/4 inch and 5/16. It just rotates around. And then I'm gonna add a few different ones. I think this is a T25. A lot of deck screws use that. So I like to keep that handy along with the Phillips and the number 2 square bit. Let's look down here at the tool bags. All right, so let's say you use a carpenter's pencil. So this is one of the accessories that you can get right here. This is a pencil holder. You can see how that little sleeve goes on, just like that. So it's retractable. So when you're using your pencil all the time with the tape measure, you don't have to worry about storing it somewhere. You can just leave it dangling right there if you're doing a lot of repetitive marks on stuff. So speaking of tape measures, this is my favorite one that I like to carry right here, the 16-footer. It's a little smaller, so you can just quickly put it in the pouch right here, the pocket. I know on some other tool belts I have, leather ones, you can barely get the 25 in there, and that's when I switched over to this. It just fits really nice in my hand, and most of the time, the material that I'm measuring is 12 foot and under, like doing vinyl siding, things like that. But with this type of pouch right here, you can see it just fits real nice like that. So even if I have gloves on, I can use it. Or if you want to put it flat down, it goes in just like that. So if I'm not using this pencil right here, I do have this Pica right here. So this is a pencil. This is, let me take the rest of it out right here. So let's say the tip is flat. To sharpen it, has that built-in sharpener right there. Just awesome. It's a nice thick lead. So highly recommend this. It works really well. And that just stays right there. And then I have a nail punch right here, nail setter. So then I carry a torpedo level. This is a new one that I just picked up because it's magnetic. My last one was not. And I just found that there's a lot of times I need to just set that on something, and it's just nice having that ability for the magnet to stick. And this is something not everybody carries, but it's a 6-in-1 painter's tool. There's just so many different times where I need to use this right here to like clean something out or to scrape. It has that ability. And the Purdy one right here, this is fairly lightweight, and I just like the stiffness of it and just the way that it fits in the hand. There's some other ones that are bigger and they stick out. I like this, it just tucks in right here, nice and neat. Then right here I have a pair of clear safety glasses. I just have them in there for doing indoor work under low light situations. And then I like carrying just a bigger flat screwdriver like this. And sometimes you just need to hammer something out. This comes in handy for that. And I have a 3/4 inch chisel. I carry different sizes, but overall the 3/4 just seems to be a good fit for me. So this has a protective liner. So it will take the abuse of some sharp tools like this. You can just drop them in, and it's not going to cut a hole through the bottom of that. because of that durable liner that it has. So I keep the flat screwdriver in there too, right next to that. So right in here is a good spot for carrying your cat's paw, your trim bar, something like that, pry bar. This is my go-to. This is the stiletto trim bar, and I just use this all the time. So this is titanium. It's definitely smaller than some of the other ones, but just even doing some demolition, being able to like hammer the back of that to get into something to pry it open, or this thin edge right here is just very strong. I think it's like 3 times stronger than steel is what I heard. So this, you can hit that way and you can just really bust some things open, sometimes doing some demolition work. Even though this is small, it does a great job. If I need something really heavy duty, let me show you my other demolition bar. So when the situation gets really tough, then I grab the 3-foot DeWalt demolition bar right here. This thing can really bust some things open and just get the job done. So when I call for backup, this is my go-to. So like right here, there's a dedicated pocket for your speed square or your carpenter square. That's a must-have. And then a pair of pliers. And then here's a pair of end nippers. I have the old style that's I keep in my other bag. This is a newer version of it. I'll tell you what, if I lost these right here, I would go out right away and buy another one. They're very handy. And then my utility knife. I like this one by Milwaukee. It's lightweight. I like that side opening right there. It just fits real nice. So if I'm doing some framing, I can carry some extra strips right here, nails. See, that pouch right there is made for that. Fits perfect. So it's as easy as this right here. So then right back here, there's a little loop where I can hang a tool, like my impact driver right here. So let's say I'm on a ladder, I need to be hands-free for a minute, climbing up and down the ladder. Then you're ready to use it, boom. And for you, see how having that magnetic bit holder, I'm gonna store it, goes right there. So yeah, that definitely works well. So I've only had this tool belt for a short time, so if you want to find out more about this and see other reviews, I'll have a link down below to the Perkins Brothers website where you can check out what other people are saying about it. And so far it looks like it's getting some really good reviews. They like that this was designed by professional builders for builders. This is one other thing that I really like. This has what they call a cobra style aluminum buckle. So it's really easy to attach it. You don't have that loop like the traditional belt, where then it has some gaps. Right here you can adjust this belt exactly where you need it. You're not going to be, if you're in between 2 loop sizes, this is going to give you that precise size that you need. So I want to show you this pencil holder right here. It just comes off as easy as that. So if you don't want to have it there, you don't need it. And you can just store your pencil right down there. So I just want to show you real quick, if you don't want suspenders, there's 4 different clips, easy clips, so you can quickly take them off. So you got 2 in the front, 2 in the back right here. All right, another thing to talk about right here in the back, this is where I keep my chalk line. So I have this Tajima right here. This works really well. So that's probably the only thing that's going to be in there, because sometimes that chalk gets kind of dusty. So yeah, I think this is the gold standard when it comes to chalk lines. And the very last thing to point out is the hammer holster, and that goes right here at an angle, and it has a sleeve that goes way down there. It's padded all the way, so when it's against your leg right there, let's say you're doing stuff, you don't have this thing constantly banging against the side of your leg right there. It's very nice. So this is one of my favorite all-time hammers. This is the Stiletto Mini 14. This is the older version. They do have a newer version of this. So I do have one of their framing nailers too, but for all around things, siding, things like that, this just works really well. This has a lot of power. So one thing with their handles, the rubber grip, sometimes it's a little bit sticky, like in and out of there. Right now, I'm starting to get a little bit of sawdust on there in this bag, so it's starting to slide a little bit easier. So you can see how it catches a little bit. So I know that some guys will take electric tape, wrap it around the handle right there, and that will prevent that from sticking. It'll just slide real easy. When I'm doing hardscape type projects, I have this wood handle, 2-sided mallet right here. So that, you can see, it just does not stick at all. This is by Halder, by the way. Love this thing. So one thing I wouldn't mind seeing if I ever get a chance to talk to Stiletto, to tell them to make a nice little end cap so it doesn't stick. I know just on other tool belts, sometimes that right there just gets a little sticky. So there you go. So you know the traditional way for a framing belt is to have that loop back there where you put your hammer. But I've seen several people comment how they are converting and putting something over on the side. So the very first tool belt I ever owned was the suede one right there, the cheap one that just has a few different pockets. It has the metal hammer loop on the side right there, and the tape measure goes right in the front, like where your buckle's at. So that's kind of how I was trained and grew up, just getting used to that. And then eventually I bought another professional bag that, you know, has things in different locations than that. So after a while I adjusted to that, but I always just like having the hammer right here on the side. So I'm glad to see that it's starting to become more of a trend like that and not having it back there. So let me know in the comments down below if you had your own custom tool belt, would you have the hammer on your side or right there in that back loop? So like I said, the Perkins brothers are the ones that designed this tool belt right here. They have several videos on tool belts and what they carry. One of my favorite videos by them is how to use a speed square or carpenter square. That's really an excellent video that you might learn something from there. I know I definitely did. So I'm hoping this video has been helpful for you in checking this out. It's a lightweight design, it's a slimmer design than other traditional tool belts, and it's less expensive. And then lastly, I just want to say, if you enjoyed this video overview of this tool belt right here, please give the video a thumbs up, and also just leave a comment down below or let me know what questions you have on this. So that's it for now, friends. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Hey Oakley, what do you think about that tool belt?